We're here and we're queer. Half of us are.
I'm
You're straight.
Eric.
For now. And I'm not. Oh, I
Oh.
don't have to do that anymore. And I'm V. I'm Sylvie. Yeah! I don't have to do that anymore. God, for the longest time, I was always just like, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Or like any time it was like, oh, say your name. It's like, I don't want to say my stupid dead name.
Yeah, say my name. This is the fruit of Grisaia.
Yeah, and we're running away, I guess.
Run away.
Train never coming back.
Yeah, she's a little runaway.
One way on a wrong way on a one-way track.
That's it.
Feels like I should be getting somewhere.
Yeah. We thought we were gonna have to make a choice, but
Yeah, it's got to be coming.
Not yet.
Like it feels like we're coming to a close, but I don't know. You never know with this game.
well, I mean, we're coming to the.
We got her
Third
flashback
act.
already, and it was much quicker than normal.
There's a lot. I mean, there's still a lot to go.
Is there?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I think so.
You think? You're not 100% though.
Right.
Do you know?
No,
Do you
I
know
don't
what
know.
happens?
No.
Okay, good. Well, I know sometimes you have to like look up CGs and things.
Well,
like that,
I mean,
so-
yeah, that's true. But no, I don't know. It seems like there's still a lot. I'm a lot.
There's
Not like a ton.
There's still
but,
a lot to resolve.
Yeah.
But knowing this game, that could either take, 10 more hours of deciding and exposition
Yeah.
dumping, or it could be all of a sudden everything's fine.
Right.
You never know with this fucking game. So I guess let's get to it.
Okay.
We are now like, what? Like, oh shit. We're like 8 hours into recording this?
Yeah. We
8 or 9?
recorded a whole whopping set of this.
Yeah, our,
Today.
my schedule is hectic coming up, so we're just making sure we have enough of these. But holy crap, this is a lot for you, because I have not had to do shit.
No, I've done a lot of talking.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you
good
were
for
that.
ya.
You were that. Thief, not thief. Bad guy.
Yeah, the kidnapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I did like a lot of the talking in. No, I guess not. Never mind. You were the main. What was the game where I was doing both the parts?
I mean, well,
Who was-
Katawa.
Who was I the main character of?
Katawa's a lot of. Well, no, I was Yuji, or whatever the hell his name
I guess National Park Girls, but even the last time we did that, it was you were the main focus characters.
Yeah.
I feel like there was one
You, me, and
recently,
her?
wasn't I? No, because I wasn't the main character in that. You were.
Nekopara.
Maybe that was it. No, because you're the two main girls in that. I
Yeah.
swear to God, there was something where I was talking to myself for a long time, but I can't remember what it was. Guess it doesn't matter.
Therefore,
Oh, you know what it was? I just remembered. Sorry. It was Michiru's route.
yeah.
Where
Okay.
like she was just, it was her flashbacks that was like all her talking for like
Mm-hmm.
2 episodes. And I mean, that's totally comparable to you doing 5 episodes in one night of talking to yourself in 2 different voices.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I feel your pain.
It's been
Listen, I'd lived as 2 people for a couple years. I
it's,
don't,
it's been Makina, or then like if it does throw another girl on screen, it's Yumiko. So
yeah, that's true. The person we've gone to has been Yumiko. We thought it was going to be more Sachi.
yeah, Sachi and Michiru have been non-issues in this
Oh,
this
yeah.
route.
Even Amane really hasn't shown up as much as I thought she would.
No, I thought there'd be like a whole thing like where she was actually like, so can I like really be the mommy?
Right, yeah. I thought it was going to be more of an issue of her being like needing to get the fuck out, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
Nope.
we didn't read this and accidentally skipped.
Therefore, now that we've decided to move, there's no reason to drag our feet. Sometimes a single minute's vacillation can prove fatal. Therefore, we're going to leave this place immediately. I'll give you 30 minutes. Attend to your affairs, molest whoever else you need to, and gather your belongings within that time.
I was going to say, how many affairs are you currently having? Because I have like 2 or 3.
And then regroup here. Understood?
It's Jables and her assistant.
I haven't hermed a lot this entire night.
You've done, there was like 2 or 3 in a row at one point. But like the whole first episode, there wasn't one until the like very end of it. I say first episode, but the first episode of the night.
Of our, yeah.
Like we're having this conversation because it just happened to us like 6-7 hours ago. But this was like 4 weeks ago for people.
No, what? 30 minutes? It's better than 40 seconds, right? Get a move on, the clock's already ticking. No, I got it. What about my crawfish? After watching the girl patter off upstairs, I begin my own preparations for departure.
What about her crawfish?
Right? Just leave it for Amane,
Or
I guess.
her, like 7 million stuffed animals.
That said, my personal luggage is pretty damn minimal.
Just a lot of beans.
All I needed was the 40 seconds.
That's usually all I need too.
All I've got is a single oversized backpack I lugged here from Yamanashi. And even that's only halfway unpacked. I won't be taking any of the additional household goods I purchased after my arrival at this school. Easy enough to buy new ones if they become necessary.
So
That's
long, and
70
thanks for all the
million.
beans.
Yeah. The only things I really need for daily life in the short term are my tableware and portable stove. Cramming these into my backpack takes all of 5 minutes. I pause briefly to debate over what I should do with some half-read books that
Sleeping dogs.
lent me, but since I probably won't have many chances to come return them, it'd be best to leave them here. If I really feel the need to finish reading one of them, I can just purchase my own copy. Well then, since I finished packing nice and early, I have some time to think about what comes next.
Masturbation.
When you're on the run, a city is an ideal choice. The more densely populated, the better. Human beings have a natural tendency to hide out in some quiet little rural town in the middle of nowhere, but that's a serious mistake.
Yeah, but if you go out into the woods, like that cabin that you already are aware of, well, I guess Jables would look there first.
Yeah.
But you could set up traps.
Mm-hmm. The only people who think the country is full of kind-hearted folk living tranquil lives are city dwellers who've never been there.
Exactly. I live out in the country, and you know how fucked up I am.
In reality, your typical village is a den of insular and malicious and narrow-minded people, full of petty pride and obsessed with appearances. The countryside's a hell of a lot scarier than any city.
Plus, sometimes they're cannibals.
I don't think that's even remotely true, but...
Well,
And
depends.
naturally, it's all the more cold and hostile a place for a complete stranger the locals bear no social obligations or debts of gratitude to. When I was a kid, my mother and I learned that lesson the hard way.
Yeah, see, that part's very true. It's like, if you're an outsider forever.
Yeah. Anyway...
Like, even if you somehow ingratiate yourself with the community, you're always like, you're the ones who came later.
Mm-hmm. If we're gonna try and hide out somewhere, ideally it should be a place neither Makina and I have even visited before. Few people being chased by their enemies take refuge in a place they're totally unfamiliar with. Pursuers naturally start by searching areas where the fugitive would have a home field advantage.
So I guess we're not going to Wrigley.
If Mom and I had known that back in the day, our lives might have turned out slightly better than they did. The thought does inspire some bitterness. But there's not exactly anything to be done about that now. I can only shake my head firmly and put it out of my mind. So if we're running somewhere, I guess the city would be best. When you're hiding a tree, do it in a forest. It's always dark at the foot of the lighthouse. Yeah, there's a reason those proverbs have been passed down all this time. I mean, I get it, but, like, there's also surveillance everywhere in the city.
Yeah, especially when the people looking for you are people who own everything in that city.
Yeah.
In most cities.
Right.
Like if you're
you'd have to
running
leave
from
the
a single
country.
person, then sure, but this is a giant corporation who has, like, unlimited resources.
Uh-huh. And spies.
You have to disappear.
Yeah.
You have to go off the grid, and living in the city is not off the
You
grid.
change your name and join an Amish community.
Most cities are on a grid. Yeah. You got to go, like The Witness.
Yeah. People pour in and out constantly. The residents are apathetic enough not to glance over at the next toilet stall. That's the city for you. However, massive crowds do have their downside. Although it'll be harder to find us, it also becomes more difficult for us to notice the movements of our enemies.
Plus, people suck.
Yeah.
I actually would rather live in the city.
Well, it depends on how big.
Oh my god, I would live in, like, Chicago in a heartbeat.
Yeah, no.
Or Seattle. Or LA. Or New York.
Cities are not safe.
I don't give a shit.
It wouldn't, I mean, I guess I wouldn't also, I also would not go out, like, ever, so.
They're not any dangerous than anywhere else. Any more dangerous than anywhere else, really. I mean, I don't know. It's different for me and you, though. Like, around here, if you were to go out to a bar by yourself right now, you'd probably be fine. I probably would not be. In a city, I would be at least a little. Yeah. Like, well, depending on, as long as I'm not going down, like, fucking dark alleys and shit. But there's just different rules.
Wouldn't be so bad if we had just the competing factions within the Irisu to worry about, but I doubt we're going to get off that easy.
I always get off easy.
My employer, Ichigaya, isn't going to sit back and let me leave, and if Akasaka moves there's a possibility our friends in the NSA and the CSS might get involved as well.
What is the CSS?
You know what? We're just screwed no matter where we go.
Pretty much.
I don't know. He said it earlier, and I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
However, like the old joke goes, if you're in a town on the weekend and notice a Caucasian in golf clothes, leather shoes, and a pair of sunglasses, assume they're CIA. That's a hilarious joke.
Yeah, okay.
In other words, there are certainly ways to recognize those sorts of people. A thoroughly trained agent in their element is obvious at a glance. You could tell a CIA man when he's standing, a CSS man while he's sitting, and an NSA man while he's walking.
Sure.
Considering the possibility of their involvement, it'd probably be best to avoid yuppie-infested areas of the city where business suits are common in favor of places overflowing with flashy young people. A neighborhood where punk kids go to get shit-faced would be ideal. Anyone walking straight in that sort of crowd would stand out like a sore thumb. Well then, I guess it's about time. That's the choice, city or country.
Yeah.
I glanced back at the clock. Just about 25 minutes have passed since Maki and I split up. Maki. Heaving the rucksack containing everything I own onto my back, I leave my room and shut the door behind me.
Time to play the Incredible Hulk ending credit music while we hitchhike.
Oh, Yuruki's still here.
Huh? Yuji? What's with the bag? I heard they were doling out kisses out here. You gone somewhere?
Yeah, I think you might have a rough idea of the circumstances already. Or nobody told you, I assume, probably.
No, I don't know shit.
But Makina is in some real danger right now, so the two of us are going to be hiding out for a while.
Where are you going? No kidding. You have someplace to stay?
Nope. Nothing like that. Even if we did, it wouldn't be a good idea to use it.
Sounds kind of rough. Is there anything I can help with? Do you want to use my mansion?
Well, let's see. You have a mansion?
Yeah, but it's just on a secluded island that nobody knows about. It's probably no good.
If you have any cash on hand, a little farewell donation would be helpful. I only have 70 million.
That's kind of sudden.
Although Michiru grimaces a little, she nonetheless retrieves her wallet from her pouch and takes a look inside.
Why do you have a Velcro wallet?
Shut up, that's why. Sorry, I only got 2,000 yen on me.
Sweet.
I'll take it.
Oh no, precarious cat.
Oh god, precarious cat.
Okay, phew. That's plenty, thanks. I'll make careful use of it. By the way, Michiru.
Oh, big stretch.
Oh dear. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna lay down.
I feel like precarious cat is an oxymoron. Because cats by nature are just precarious.
Yeah, redundancy.
That's it. What's an oxymoron?
Opposites.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but...
I am so... I gotta stop. Hang on. I'm gonna sit up, because, my arm keeps,
Like an uncurious kitten, I guess, would be an oxymoron.
Okay. So it's almost like irony, but not?
Yeah.
Weird. I don't know if you read that.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
By the way, Michiru, my friend!
What's happening? No, stop it. Stop. There we go. Jesus.
Michiru. What just happened to you?
Yeah, what is it?
Sorry, I was searching my memory banks. I forgot what you said.
You're not really acting all that surprised, are you?
I'm dumb. Well, I guess not. Yumiko
Who?
sort of gave me a vague summary of what's going on.
They so rarely use this.
Yeah.
We don't switch this one anyway, but I do actually, forget who this is.
Yeah.
She said there's nothing we can do about this. In fact, the best way for us to help you two is by keeping out of it. Is that true? I'm actively not keeping out of it by asking you this, but is that true?
Yeah. I kind of don't care. Yeah, exactly right. There's nothing you can do. If you stuck your head in anyway, you might, well, end up becoming collateral damage.
You remember when we played, like, kickball or baseball or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
That was like 7 years ago.
However, as long as you're in this school, it seems slap a debasement going to keep you safe.
I haven't seen that movie in a long
You
time.
could just forget about us and go on living normally.
When everything's cleaned up, you guys are gonna come back, right?
I can't promise that, but I'll definitely try.
It's not like I really care about you either way, but make sure you keep Makina safe, alright? It might not always be obvious, but I got a real soft spot for that girl. It's like right here on my skull, it never filled in.
It's just for her.
Yeah, she pushes on it.
I'll promise you that.
Makes me feel all tingly.
No matter what happens, I'll protect Makina above all else. You can trust me on this one.
It's only gonna leave like 4 of us here. That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, and then you're the only dick here. That was a lie.
What?
When I said I didn't care about you either way, I was lying. You better come back too, alright?
Oh my god. She's so serious the tsundere is gone.
I love her.
Don't think I'm particularly hard of hearing, but I didn't quite catch that. You mind repeating yourself one more time into my yak pack?
Ah! Shut up already! That 2,000 yen just now? That wasn't a gift. It was a loan. Don't give me the wrong idea, okay? And there's gonna be interest, so the longer
Yeah.
you take to get back to me, it's gonna be way more. So you better come back and repay me. You got that? Do you? Well,
Look, you don't have to scream. I can
that's all
hear
I
you
know how to
fine.
do!
I get it. I mean, do you just want the 2,000 yen back right now?
Oh my god, 2,000 yen! Yay! Don't freaking give it back!
What are you guys fighting about? Damn! Oh, hey there, Makina. Ready to leave? Hold on, I gotta rub my knee on her crotch.
Okay.
Yep, I returned my crawfish to the pond
Hey, they
in the
answered.
courtyard. And I've got my bag packed and all.
Oh, my bags are packed. I'm ready to something. Go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye.
Wait, ain't you leaving already?
Yeah.
Hold on. Makina, is that all your luggage? What do you have in that bag? Is it like dirty magazines that maybe you might not need?
Some snacks and my purse. A change of panties.
Just one?
Yep, that's all I need.
Panties? Huh? That's it?
Yeah, we're cartoon characters. We wear the same clothes
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, we can buy what? I'm rich.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you can't access that account.
That's true. Do we have the money or do we literally just have the check?
It was like
But they
you have access to that account, but you don't have that money.
But
It's
we
in a trust.
cashed it or something because they mentioned a large withdrawal was done.
Yeah, I guess maybe he put it into his own account, but still, if he betrays the company he works for, they probably have the means to
Yeah.
access his account. I mean, if it's the fucking CIA and
Yeah.
I almost said NRA,
The CSS.
CSS, and then what was the other one?
I don't know. The mafia.
No, the NSA.
Yeah. We can buy most of whatever we need, I think. Herm. A wise attitude. I didn't actually read that, but she was just saying we
She
can
was
buy
just
whatever
saying, yeah,
we
we'll
need.
just buy what we need. We don't want to carry too much.
I suppose Maki-chan is rather used to traveling light after her time in a hospital, yes? I've spent some time in the hospital too. Do you want to hear my backstory?
Nah, we're fine. We don't.
Oh, dang it.
None of them seem like that sad. Like you'd think they'd be sad.
Yeah, I don't know. Like everything is just super casual about this.
Yeah, like even Yuji half the time.
It's like you're
mean-
all like high school students. Shouldn't you be freaking out that one of you is going to get murdered?
Right.
I know you're all weird, but
Sachi? Maki-chan, this is an apple seedling you entrusted to me earlier, but I don't think I can accept it after all. I'm allergic to apples. Please take it with you.
No, but
If you find a place where you can live in peace, why don't you plant it there? By the time it bears fruit, I'm sure everything will have been resolved, right? Or you'll be dead.
I see. One of those seedling of hope deals.
No, it's apples.
It's just an apple.
Yes, I think it would be lovely if we could all eat those apples together someday with smiles on our faces, don't you?
Is that the ending?
But then we'll be kicked out of the garden.
Makina, why don't you take it? Yeah, in that case, we're definitely going to eat those apples someday, okay?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it already.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, come back to this school. But then they're also like, here's a tree that's going to take 20 years to grow.
I mean, they're just all like playing it casual because they're like, they don't want to get too
I
emotional over it.
guess.
Hey, wait. Are you really going? Like, right now?
Not to worry, we'll meet again.
You don't know that. Yes, I will pray for your good fortune on the battlefield. Hold it right there!
Here we go.
Here's
the emotional one.
yep.
You still have not touched my boobs once.
Or rubbed your knee in my crotch.
Do you know how hard it is to run with these? Hold
like
your damn
30
horses
pounds.
there, y'all.
Nomady! Were you really
Makina.
just going to leave without saying goodbye?
Take this with you as well. The bread maker.
Huh? But this is... Is that really okay?
As long as you have this around, you can bake bread whenever you want, right? And with Eugene not around, I can't make any jokes about wanting him to bread me.
This thing's going to be a bit of a burden, and we have to have the ingredients to make the bread.
Shut up!
Okay.
You're a guy, so a little extra luggage is no big deal, right? Just carry it for her.
I don't know. It took me 5 minutes to shove 2 items into my backpack.
Plus, I'm probably gonna have to carry her because I always have to
Yeah.
fucking carry her.
She falls asleep really easily.
Also here, it's just a bunch of leftovers and my underwear, but I packed you a boxed lunch. Eat it on the road today and sniff, okay? It's got that pea stew with bamboo shoots, the food, not my panties, and lotus roots you loved so much.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, this should definitely last us 6 to 12 years. Also, technically, I guess they could. Wouldn't they be fine after 3 years? Because the whole.
Yeah, I think.
But now it's the mom. So
Right.
isn't that the other side of it? Well, no, because the mom's technically over both because they're both her daughters, obviously.
Yeah.
It was 2 different dads. I don't know. It's weird. It's complicated. We need to watch the anime, I guess.
Also, you left your cell in the room, you know? Can't make any phone calls without this.
Yeah, they could track me through that, idiot.
Yeah, I left that behind on purpose, you know.
Huh? Why?
We're not going on vacation, you know. Be like carrying around a convenient little homing device everywhere we go.
We're on burners now, baby.
Oh, right.
Amane-san
is a bit of worrywart, ain't she?
Yeah, we're not, like, this is goodbye.
Yeah.
We can't communicate via mail,
Right.
text.
Like, we could pretend like we're coming back, but there's a good chance we don't.
Ugh, but come on. I mean, aren't you worried, Sachan? No, I believe quite firmly that Kazami-san and Maki-chan will both return safely, you see? Okay, so you believe, but do you believe in life after love? But it's not like there's any real proof of that, right? That is certainly true. However, I've conveyed my absolute trust to the two of them. Isn't that enough? I mean, what the fuck else can I do?
Are we even gonna be here when they come back?
What's that supposed to mean? For example, if the two of them encounter a difficult situation and way are on the verge of giving up, perhaps remembering that someone is waiting trustingly for their return will give them the strength to go on. And I'm waiting here, just ready to give the most nastiest BJ that this man has ever felt in his life.
Oh man, I could have done that.
Perhaps you could call such blind faith irresponsible, but I think belief possesses its own indirect power.
Sachin.
You're so dumb.
You're strong, Sachi.
I know, I'm the best. Alright, I'll believe in you guys too, and wait patiently. Well, now you're just stealing my shit. Well, I guess. I could believe in you too, if you ask nicely. I mean, yeah, I believe in you guys. I'm sorry, lately Michiru-sama's sentences have a regrettable tendency to trail off into unintelligibility. Would you mind repeating yourself a little more loudly? Jeez, I got it! You want me to shout? Fine,
No.
I believe in you too! That good enough?
That was great. Jiru actually managed a halfway decent tsundere. Man, I never thought I'd live to see the day.
And now I can die.
It's easy. Human beings should live long lives full of happy surprises. Like this one. I'm the assassin.
Oh my god!
Therefore, please promise that you will return safely, Maki-chan and Kazumi-san both.
But that's...
Just a theory.
You don't need to be entirely sincere. I'd like to hear the words anyway, and maybe a head pat while you're at it. And I'd like you to bear in mind that there are people waiting here who believe in them.
Understood. We'll be back, Makina and I both.
Yes, and we'll be waiting, because I guess we're never going to grow up.
That's what I'm like. What, just live here
You're
forever?
not going to, like, graduate, I would assume. That's a promise, right? You're definitely coming back, okay?
Yeah, it's a promise.
That goes for you too, Makina. You better come back in one piece, got it? Don't let him split you in half.
Too late! Yeah, thanks, Chiru, and thanks everybody. Let's go, Makina.
Wait, I gotta make out with you, all of them. Okay, fine, we've got time.
Yes! With a forceful nod, Makina snaps her slipper-clad heels smartly together and squeezes her hands into fists. Standing at attention, she turns her gaze around the room, taking in the faces of her friends, one by one.
Yeah, we're never gonna see them again.
Iritu Makina, headed out. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Lowering her head about 10 degrees, the girl offers a salute worthy of a professional, and then turns around and walks off without another word. There's a possibility we're never going to see any of them again. Are you really alright with this quick a farewell? They seem to kind of be.
Yeah. Well, I get her room. God damn it.
Dance!
Her room is connected to mine already.
Well, I guess we're roommates then. She already gave me all her stuffed animals.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I believe we're going to see each other again, too, you know?
I'm gonna go do homework.
We will come back again, right? Meowth, that's right. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I never have to talk again now.
In that case, what's the problem? Yeah, I gotta say, though, it's kind of a downer. I didn't get to say goodbye to Yumi-chan. You already did that.
You did.
Well, she's a bit of a special
I guess that
case,
was a thank you, not a goodbye.
I suppose. Yeah? What do you mean?
Well, she was standing in the corner. Like, she's always there. You guys don't acknowledge her ever.
Look up at the roof of the school.
Reindeer paws.
Yeah? Oh, okay. After briefly squinting up at the distant building, Makina retrieves her scope from her bag and then presses the rubber cup to her eyes.
That is not the correct angle. Would you throw her up into the sky?
Yes. She's just standing on ground level.
It's because the entire school is also at a Dutch angle.
No, it's Yumi-chan, and she's looking this way. She looks kind of mad. What the heck is that girl doing up there?
Well, the final credits are about to roll, so the camera has to sweep past her while she brushes hair behind her ear.
Oh. That must be her way of sending us off. I see, so she went with this approach, huh?
Oh my god, she doesn't have a shirt on. Let me see!
I was expecting something along the lines of her listlessly leaning against a wall at the end of a platform, watching in silence as our train rolled away, but whatever.
You can't take a train. That's a trail.
You know, what's the point of acting all cool like that?
You gotta steal Amine's bike.
Yeah. I don't say that. It pulls it off pretty well, doesn't she? Why don't you hit her with a little swagger of your own?
Is that your new walk? No, I really gotta pee.
No, well, I guess you're right. Check this shit out. It is. It's credits. Catch you later, dear friend! Noko-tan. Wait, did you two really get along that well?
We shared a moment during that kiss.
No, come on, don't say that.
We're Eskimo sisters now. That's not what that means.
While our exit scene was a bit on the haphazard side, with this, Maki and I have taken our leave of Mihama Academy. We didn't have to tell the principal or anything, but
Right, of course.
we're not running away in defeat, but rather falling back to fight another day.
I swear, we don't lose. We're not losing.
Still,
We only win or we quit because the game is stupid and unfair.
when I think rationally about the odds of us ever returning to this place, it's hard to help feeling a little more than a little glum as well.
Doesn't matter, had sex.
But when I glance down at Makina, expecting to find some form of sorrow distorting her face after our abrupt departure, I'm somewhat surprised to find she doesn't even look particularly discouraged, let alone teary-eyed. If anything, her bright and optimistic expression reminds me of a young girl headed out to the zoo hand in hand with her father.
Because she thinks you're going to the zoo
Because
and
we're
then coming
going,
back.
yeah, because we're going to the zoo.
Yeah, that's where we're going to live, in that lion den.
That attitude. Clearly only possible because of Makina's genuine trust in me, so I don't particularly feel the need to remind her this isn't a game. There's no need to share my burden with her. From this point on, things get a little murky. I've roughly decided that we'll be concealing ourselves within the city, but the specific area and the details of how we'll be getting there are still up in the air.
Sabaro.
Are we going to, change our appearance at all? I doubt it.
Nah.
But they should.
Get fake mustaches. Both of you.
In any case, we've only just taken the first step on our somewhat contradictory attempt at a bold and determined retreat.
It's my favorite soap opera.
It's definitely nice that we were able to rush out of Mihama without leaving any ill will or regrets in our wake, but now we have to face the real problems. The first hurdle we need to clear is arranging a method of transportation. Wouldn't be that problematic if I was alone, but with Makina tagging along, it's the ancient wolf and with cub dilemma. The range we can reasonably expect to cover on foot is severely limited.
Hasn't she been, running with you?
Yeah.
Also, she knows how to ride a bike now.
I did consider asking Amine to loan us a vehicle, but if at all possible, I don't want to risk dragging her into this. Material aiding and abetting would be more than enough to land her deep in hot water. In the first place, hurrying to a crowded place where we can blend in by zipping along all by ourselves on a conspicuous motorcycle would be the definition of cart before the horse. And since we have nothing whatsoever in the way of support, it's painfully clear that avoiding the watchful gaze of the N system and street cameras will be a major challenge. So maybe a city is a stupid idea. Using public transportation such as buses or trains would be the ideal countermeasure because they don't have surveillance.
Right.
Since the other passengers will become human shields and camouflage.
Or, the fact that you have to buy tickets or leave a trail
Yeah.
of where you left from to where you went.
Which leaves us with the thorny problem of slipping past the surveillance camped out around the train station. But the black motorcycle from the other day is nowhere to be found. And in its place...
Go live in the burned out bakery.
Yeah. Hey Makina, sorry, but can you head up to the platform first and wait for me?
Jables. I guess I am going to have to talk.
Yeah, but... Don't worry, I'll be there soon. But if I don't show up within 30 minutes, head for the place written on this piece of paper. You can handle that, right?
Yeah, but this just says your mom gay. Well, she is.
Oh, I gave you the wrong one. Sorry. It's hilarious. No! Boo, you whore! Don't make that face. I don't want to make you act on your own right off the bat either. But even I have a few obligations I can't just walk away from. Gotta call all my side pieces. Here, I'll give you the money I scammed off Michiru earlier. Get yourself a boxed lunch while you wait or something.
Listen, if you got to call your side pieces to say goodbye, then they ain't your side pieces anymore. You've made it more complicated than you should have.
But we have Amine's boxed lunch. Can I buy some ice cream too?
No.
Ice cream comes after the meal. I'll buy it for you later. Just be patient. Oh, come on. Even today I can't have ice cream before...
Said goodbye to all my friends and I might get murdered, but I can't have ice cream. Also, this is my money we're using?
Yeah. Well, though not the Michiru 20. That's
No.
what yeah, something about, I don't know. Yeah. Right where the surveillance operative of black motorcycle was parked the other day, there's an exceptionally eye-catching bright yellow sports car that
Who could
we're
that
just
be?
gonna steal. There's only one person who'd be parking a gaudy thing like that around here.
I'd like to have a little chat with you. Think you could spare the time?
Not if you're gonna...
Yeah, it's like 10:45.
Not as if you're gonna stop talking if I say no, right? Beginning the conversation with a heavy sigh and the words, "I knew it'd come to these." Jabes cricks her neck back and forth in a familiar gesture of exasperation.
Do you like my necklace? It's from Game of Thrones. It's the thing that Sansa's wearing that they poison the dude with.
Mmm,
Spoilers, I guess.
beautiful.
That shit's like 7 years old at this point, though.
Well, I'd more or less assumed she'd see through me, and I'd been prepared for the possibility she'd get in touch somehow once we took action, but have to admit I didn't expect her to clear the area for a face-to-face meeting like this.
Do you have somewhere to go? Will you tell me?
Not really. And even if I did, I couldn't exactly tell you about it. As you're well aware, Jabe.
Hmm.
I'd like to think I understand you almost as well as you understand me. You can't betray Ichigaya, can you?
I wish you would call me by my full name for once. Julia Bulia. What would a child like you know about anything?
I can't say that. I know that you're incapable of sacrificing the large for the small.
Your name's Julia Bulia? That's funny. Why's that funny?
No reason. You believe in prioritizing the big picture, and you've lived by that principle all this time.
Sorry, I was getting kitten headbutts. I got distracted.
If you chose to betray this organization for our sake here, and now all those small things you've sacrificed up to this point would have died in vain. You can't possibly do that. Even if you could, I wouldn't ask you to.
This is pointless. Give it up. The two of you will just be disposed of sooner rather than later. But if you put your hands in the air like you just don't care, here and now, I could have taken you into custody instead.
What happens then? Are you planning to re-educate me? Or maybe arrange a summary execution? Well, I'm just an unusually high-priced piece of disposable equipment, so I suppose that'd be fitting enough. But what happens to Makina? If we hand her over to her family, she'll be killed, am I wrong? If I'm going to be put down in the end anyway, I'll use the rest of my life for Makina's sake.
Calm down and think this over carefully. What on earth do you think you can accomplish alone? You don't remember that this was a consensus decision between Akasaka and Ichigaya, yes?
Yeah, that's another thing I don't understand. Why go that far? We're talking about Makina here, you know. Perfectly commonplace, slightly dim-witted girl with some awkward family circumstances.
That is like the most anime face, and I don't know if I've ever seen it on her. Or any character in this.
I think she has.
Like, there should be like a cartoon, like, puff of air here.
What meaning is there killing one insignificant woman like that? Why would the nation itself fixate on her like this? Sorry, you don't have to answer that. I'm already openly declared my intention to become a traitor. Just by coming to meet me like this, Jabe's already placed herself in a significantly unfavorable position.
That's what you think. I'm the distraction.
No!
Yeah. And especially given that she's my direct superior and case officer, if the cards fall badly, it's entirely plausible to imagine her being taken into custody herself.
I'd hate to picture her in handcuffs.
I thought leaving quietly would be an act of courtesy toward you. That way you could just be that dumb blonde who didn't see any of this coming. Tell me something, Jabes. If you knew what I was going to do, then why are you here?
Well, let's see. I suppose I was imagining I might be able to persuade you if we talk face to face like this, or face to boobs. Indulging in wistful thinking, clearly.
Put your face in my boobs.
Okay. For old time's sake.
So you've given up on trying to persuade me?
Would you turn yourself in if I offered to let you touch my breasts?
Oh, wow, okay.
We can try it.
Well, let me think that one over while I touch your breasts.
Worth a thought, eh? But not much more, I imagine. You've already touched them. Your conclusion clearly isn't going to change. Not to say that you always stick to your initial goals, but once you've really made up your mind about something, you never falter or give up. Did you inherit that obstinacy? Oh wait, that's not it. There's not a second in. Obstinacy. Obstinacy? From your master, perhaps? Is that misspelled or is that a different word?
No, obstinate.
Obstinin. Yeah, but wouldn't there be another N?
I'd say I got it from my big sis, actually. Kazuki always said to live every day, picturing myself 10 years in the future.
And to never ride a bus. This is why he doesn't like public transportation. Because of what happened to his sister.
If I were to abandon the girl now, even in 10 years, I'd probably be a miserable piece of trash, unable to even raise my head in front of Makina's grave. I won't take that path.
Even if the alternative means losing your own life?
Yeah, I already said I'd die for her.
Dying for the woman you fell in love with strikes me as a pretty damn good way to go.
Yeah, but you're still dead. That's the self-centered nonsense of a man who hasn't considered how the woman left behind would feel.
She's dumb. She'd get over it.
My
You should have seen her say goodbye to everybody.
My master taught me, you're not a man until you find something that matters more to you than your own life.
I mean, she literally dry humped one of them.
If you think you can make me agree to anything by using Asako as your shield, you're badly mistaken.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Oh yeah, well if you think thrusting your breast out is good, I'm sorry, I can't pay attention to those breasts.
Boobs.
You're even more mistaken.
Oh, really? Then you'll pass on the breasts?
I'm gonna pass out on them breasts.
I didn't say that.
What an awful excuse for a conversation. I've halfway forgotten why I even came here.
You know what? I'll just give you my breasts. Go,
Okay.
Go ahead. Forget it entirely. And turn around and go home.
You're awfully cold.
Sorry. Not sorry.
Don't apologize. I didn't come here to attack you.
Did you come here to protect? Well, you don't appear to be armed.
I came here for the sec.
So I suppose you won't be trying to convince me at gunpoint either. In which case, I think we're done here.
Nothing I say is going to do any good, is
I said good day.
You've always been like this. You and Asako both. Still, I'm going to warn you one last time. Stop this foolishness. If you try to make a run for it now, both you and Makina will definitely die.
Sounds great.
If you're under the impression that the Irisu will give up if the two of you run around in circles for a while, you've got another thing coming.
I mean, 3 years, right?
That's what I thought, but I guess not at this point. Because,
Probably not at this point.
Yeah, this is more like to send a message, like, don't fuck with us.
That would have been... They were saying she could have done that.
But something
before
with that
this.
conversation made it to where, like, the mom
Yeah.
was like, all right, well, I guess we gotta kill you.
What do you mean?
This is information I gathered on my own, and the source isn't entirely reliable, but it seems that Irisu Makina called Irisu Kyoka the other night.
That's... Right? The day the bakery was set on fire. After returning to the dorm in tears that night, Makina definitely said she was going to call her mother, although I never heard the details. But I'm about to.
In that conversation, Makina demanded to be left alone, then stated that she would respond to any further meddling by exposing the Irisu's past corruption in full.
There it is.
Instead of pleading with her mother, the girl threatened her.
That bitch. I see. That would explain this abrupt assassination plan, wouldn't it?
Let me ask you one thing. If I kill Makina, do you think her mom would go out with me?
That's how it is.
They pushed Irisu Masataka into an early grave to protect themselves, and now they're going to do the same to his daughter.
You're familiar with Irisu Makina's talent for memorization, yes?
Cat scratches.
Even now, it seems she clearly remembers the contents of certain documents she happened to find in her father's study as a child. The girl apparently recited long passages to her mother over the phone, given specific figures, dates, and the names of the businesses they were working with. Even the most perfunctory investigation would quickly produce evidence of massive fraud.
But don't they, like, own everything, so they would just, like, pay off the police?
As long as the girl's alive, they can't rest easy. Crippling information might leak at any time, from any place. The Irisu clan decided to eliminate Makina out of simple fear.
Yeah, I guess she could use it to tell their competitors or whatever,
Yeah.
or the other families.
But how did that job end up coming to me? Ichigaya, Akasaka, and even Kasumi Gaseki approved the assassination. I don't understand why.
It's not so complicated. The Irisu clan's power is just as deeply rooted in the public sector as the private. No one's going to gain anything by opposing them.
Friendship's one thing, but your wallet's another, huh? Makes me want to vomit. In the first place, since you know our secrets, we can't let you live. Are these people capitalists or gangsters?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, probably pretty well tied to the Yakuza.
Not completely naive about the workings of the world. If you ask me to name a few righteous, ethically sound organizations, All I could do was stand there scratching my head like an idiot. I understand how things are. But an organization that kills children to prop itself up, that's one thing I don't even want to understand. An organization that needs to go that far to keep itself standing should just collapse.
Have you ever heard the phrase too big to fail? Are you saying you bring down the Irasu alone? Impossible. At this rate, we'll have no choice but to erase you as well.
I knew that from the start. If you can't live without taking human lives, then take them. Those are just the rules of the game. Nothing to trouble your conscience over. But if you're coming to take someone's life, go in prepared to lose your own instead. I won't hesitate to kill.
Oh, are you really capable of that?
She's had like 4 snipers trained at you from the 8th floor.
Yeah. Wrong question. It's the only thing I'm capable of. There's nothing else I can do to help her. Maybe that makes me a bad guy.
Duh.
But even so, I've made my decision. For Makina's sake, I'll sink as low as I have to.
Even to the 6th floor.
However many you send, I'll kill them. I'll kill them all, and I'll keep killing for years on end if need be. Even if they send you, Jib.
That's a dick thing to say. Like, I know that was true and that might happen, but you didn't have to say it, okay? What an ugly glare. It's like all the light's draining out of your eyes. It's the same look you had in your eyes lying in the hospital bed the day I met you.
Well, maybe that's just my true nature. Don't resist orders from above. Don't doubt. Don't think. Just obey. Don't speak. I know just what you're thinking.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but
Keep
I was like,
what-
I'm not going to interrupt again.
Keep what you really think buried safely away. Maintain the facade and you'll trudge through life without problems. What's the point of an existence like that? After Asako died, I lost my purpose. But now I found Makina and my life has meaning again. I won't let anyone take that away.
That girl has that much value to you? Damn, that puss might be cracking.
What can I say? Seems like caring about someone can really sneak up on you little by little. From the moment they're born, human beings are given something to protect.
I'm Carl Sagan.
Namely, their own existence. The most precious thing we have, the possession we should treasure above all else, is our life. But through the passage of time, our priorities grow more complicated. Often we find something that matters even more than ourselves.
Video games.
For example, our families. For example, our motherland. And while a few people probably grow up still treasuring their own lives above all else, even they fight to protect the things they need to protect themselves. As human beings live, they naturally find more things to protect. And when they find something more precious than their own lives, something they would throw away everything else to protect, people undergo a change. They become werewolves. Even if it leaves them broken or miserable or poor, even at the cost of their dignity and pride, even to the point of foolishness, they struggle for the sake of that something.
How about you, Lycan?
Keeping it safe becomes their only joy, the only way they can keep themselves whole. And so they toss aside anything that gets in their way, take any measures necessary, protect it with everything they have. I'm afraid of change, but I want to change. That contradiction is part of me, but I won't let it paralyze me. I will walk forward step by painful step. Did I say any of that out loud? I don't really know. Jib, you understand, right? I don't value my life particularly highly. I'm alright with dying whenever and wherever. Hell, it could happen a dozen times by now on the job. But if I'm going to croak one way or another, I want a death that has meaning. I want a reason to look back and say I lived for something. I played that role for Asako, and now Makina's taking it on for me. People like us can't live any other way, and I think it's probably the only way we can die, too. Are you going to say anything?
You're an idiot.
Oh.
And so is Asako.
Oh. Alright. Jeez. You don't have to tell me that. I'm well aware. I was born stupid, and a coward to boot. Nothing to be done about it now. As the conversation comes to a pause, I glance down at the watch on my left wrist. It's time. I'm leaving now. Better get back to work yourself, JBB.
Last chance to let me touch them boobles.
Just gonna give a quick honka before I go.
Wait, Yuji.
What now?
Are you planning to run away dressed like that?
With those words, JB retrieves her wallet from her breast pocket,
Oh, transitive property.
and then takes out a few 10,000 yen bills from inside.
Buy yourself some clothes. Don't kill people wearing a school uniform. While you're at it, pick yourself up a book on etiquette towards women.
Sorry, and thank you.
I read a book, and it said to ask them about their periods and poop.
Yeah. Thank you, Julia Bulia.
Oh, don't call me Julia.
Oh.
Damn it. You only trot that one out at times like these. I know I'm nothing but a convenient woman to you. Don't insult my intelligence. Just go wherever the hell you want, why don't you? I don't even give a damn about you anymore. I don't give a damn, idiot.
I understand. My bad. Honka? Made her cry, huh? Come to think of it, it seems like I'm always bringing JB to tears. With all the orders I've ignored, not to mention the insubordination and rule breaking. But this time, they must taste much more bitter than ever before.
Precarious cat again.
After Asako died, I began stubbornly refuse any order to kill. What are you doing, precarious cat?
He like crawled from under the blinds in the window onto this table, but now he can't get back under the blinds, so he's like, there you go, just jump to the floor, dingus.
Go back the other way.
No, he's gonna go back into the window again.
Yeah, there you go. It was Jabe who supported and protected me. I've repaid her with outright betrayal. Are you finished doing whatever the hell you were doing? After leaving Jib behind and going to the station platform, I find Makina seated on a bench, munching away on a cheap meat dumpling lunch. That looks tasty.
Yeah, it's all good.
I made sure to get one for you too, Papa. Yeah, I'll take it. When I receive the box from Makina and try to untie the strings crossed over the top, I notice that my fingers are shaking. Oh, what the hell?
Must have low blood sugar.
What's wrong, Papa? No, it's nothing. If at all possible, I don't want to kill anyone, but if I don't, we'll both die. I knew that from the start, of course, but now that I've declared it outright to JB, I guess the unavoidable reality of the situation finally sank in. I'm not particularly afraid of dying. I'm not that attached to my life, but right now I have someone who I need to protect at any cost. Failure is no longer an option, and my hands won't stop trembling. Oh my god. No, I'm sorry, Papa. This is all my fault. You don't have anything to apologize for. This is how it has to be. I don't know any other way of life. If anything, I'm grateful to you. This is fun. Grateful? You and I might have met each other, just in the nick of time. I needed Makina, and Makina needed me. Looking back on it now, this outcome might have been inevitable from the moment I met her. I mean,
There were other choices.
Yeah. This girl might have been waiting in that school for me, waiting to offer me one final chance. I really, truly am grateful.
No, we've got one more chance with Yumi.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good stuff, isn't it? Yeah. I don't regret a thing. I
2
regretted
years
everything.
later, I regret everything.
From a local train at Mishima Cape, we switched to an express after 2 stops. 4 stations later, we got on another local heading to the opposite direction, only to disembark at the first stop to catch a semi-express. Riding that all the way into Shinjuku, we cut through the maze-like subterranean tunnels towards Shinjuku Sanchomi Station, where we switched to the subway. No idea if that was said right.
Sure.
Continuing a number of similar feints as I keep a watchful eye out for possible pursuers, we finish a quick shopping trip at the hardware store and pharmacy, then finally make our way to a certain neighborhood. I'm friggin' tired. Yeah, I guess you would be. You're small. Exhaustion dulls your capacity for judgment. No point in walking ourselves ragged.
So I always make terrible choices late at night. Nothing good happens after 3 a.m.
No matter how many feints you make, it only takes one moment of bad luck to be discovered. You get to a point of diminishing returns after a while. Making ourselves hard to track is about all we can hope for. Alright then, let's go somewhere we can relax. Yeah, that's fine, but where are we going? Discreet lodging facilities are surprisingly easy to find almost anywhere, especially in parts of town frequented by young people. You'll find plenty of fashion hotels where you can carry in a drunk woman with no question asked.
Here comes the second sex scene. They're gonna go to a fucking love hotel, a pay by the
Yeah.
hour place, and she's gonna be like, well, since we're here.
Of course, if you want some tidy-looking place right on the main street, you're going to be running up a decent bill fast. But unless you're bound and determined to stay in some amusement park room with a rotating bed, one of those old-fashioned couples hotel dating from the pre-war era is just fine. The walls tend to be thin, but that means you can't miss anyone breaking in.
And it's always like a giant orgy because everybody's having sex at the same time.
Also, they tend to be in a slightly shadier part of the neighborhood. And right now, a place next door to a local Yakuza office would be ideal. Even if some incident were to occur, Sakura Damen tends to take a good 30 minutes to arrive in force. And Ichigaya will probably have a slightly harder time poking their head into the Tokyo Police's turf. For some strange reason, this kind of cheap old hotel is always, without fail, managed by a half-deaf old bat.
Yeah, you'd want to go deaf too if you had to listen to people banging all day.
Took a good deal of effort just to get across what we wanted. But the old lady didn't even seem to notice a loud fight between a drug dealer and their customers nearby. Just sort of indifference we're looking for. Yeah, I'm scared. This room kind of stinks of disinfectant and smoking and drinking. Almost like a hospital for the school infirmary. What's up with that?
Well, trust me, if you ran one of these places, you would want to deep clean the rooms all the time too.
Who knows? Maybe the previous customer broke out the enema and had themselves a wild scat party or something. What? The heck is that? Everyone gets high as a kite, then flings shit at each other, while screeching like gorillas in a zoo.
I don't think that's true.
I think I saw a video like that in a private collection we confiscated as evidence once.
Totally not on my own hard drive.
Is that really any fun?
You tell me, Pissy McGee.
Who knows? Perhaps such extreme methods are necessary countermeasures against the excessive stress rampant in our fast-paced modern society. Or something. Looks like you have an earring on. Not now. You turned your head.
Sorry.
In any case, let's double-check our luggage and the stuff we bought on the way. And let's take a breather. Yeah, I gotcha.
Oh, you're talking about the
Yeah.
door thing. Yeah.
I lower my personal baggage in the bread-making machine. I'm going to foist it onto me onto the floor of our little room. Always nice to get a little weight off your shoulders. Guess we'll start by emptying out the backpack and then move on to reviewing the supplementary items we picked up on the way here. But before I can begin, a woman's ecstatic voice comes flooding into the room from the other side of one paper-thin wall. Well, the place is what it is, so I can't exactly complain, but seriously now, damn. Whoa! What the Charles Dickens? I hear a strange cry coming from the next room. They got some kind of weird animal in there? Yes.
Yeah.
It's an animal, technically speaking.
It's the barebacked howler.
Seems to be saying Bamo. It's some strange variety of cattle. Cattle? A Genu? The word is pronounced new, actually. Okay, well, I'm hard.
I'm sorry.
Who are you calling an Uggo? You're the Uggo! Just gets in an argument with someone having sex next door. You little punk. No, crack your crystal. Get you! No, hey, don't kick the walls. They're thin. It'd be ridiculously awkward if you tore a hole and we ended up face to face with those people. Genu! Eugene! Genu! Who the hell is Eugene supposed to be? Just sit down and shut up. Crap, when you repeat it like that, it actually starts to sound a little funny.
Those two that were having sex are like, what kind of weird sex are they having? Genu? Eugene?
This exceptionally boisterous rat motel should make for a good temporary base of operations. For one thing, it's completely incompatible with the gloomy pathos that so often comes with being on the run. And although I'd been planning to set about establishing early warning measures against intruders, it doesn't seem like that's going to be strictly necessary. Once the bellowing water buffalo in the next room falls silent, the only sound we can hear is the television the half-deaf owner's cranked up to maximum volume in her office. Even the usual noise of the city doesn't reach in here. On top of which, this building seems to have been standing since before the war. Judging by its noticeable state of deterioration,
I guess we live here for now.
the whole structure creaks and groans audibly just from people walking down the avenue outside, so the building itself is basically its own intruder alarm. We've got 3 entrances and exit, front, back, and emergency. But outside the back, there's a grizzled old Shiba dog tied up that growls and barks every time someone draws near, presumably the old lady's pet. Although it's definitely getting on in years, the animal seems to be a dedicated veteran with a long history of service guarding the back gate. Whether it's lovebirds sneaking around in hopes of a free stay, or suspicious characters from the Yakuza offices lingering about, the Shiba watchdog barks persistently at all who approach, as if trying to wear out its own throat. Much like my own from doing this for 8 hours.
Right?
That voice possesses the dignity of a proud and trustworthy professional.
We're gonna like record something in the morning and be like, "Hey, welcome back to Booking Game," and you're like, "Aye."
Yeah. As for the emergency exit, you have to scratch your head at this one. Even though it's supposed to be the resident's escape route in case of trouble, the thing doesn't open. Someone from the fire department does seem to have stopped by for a lecture, since there's a green light at the end of the hallway indicating the exit, but the door itself just won't budge. Completely befuddled, I circle around the outside of the building to take a look, only to discover a presumably abandoned bicycle rusted to a brilliant red wedged between the emergency exit and the building next door. Doesn't matter how hard you push from the inside, this thing isn't going to open. And if you try to remove this obstacle from the outside, you'd make a hell of a lot of noise doing it. Not exactly an ideal situation from a safety code standpoint, but this would pose a minor but aggravating problem for any intruder, so I decide to leave it as it is.
Yeah, let's stay in this old building with no emergency exit. It's not like the people after us have a history of burning places.
Yeah. Finally, there's the front entrance. The 5 square meter space you come into immediately on entering the building is the manager's office and reception area, all in one. The extent of the security here is the half-deaf old lady herself, sitting behind her desk watching period dramas and decades-old suspense serials. Not much sign she's even trying to keep an eye on things. A few minutes into my observation, she abruptly pushes herself to her feet with a grunt of whoopsie-daisy, and then opens the door of the manager's office and wanders out into the street. I spent 15 minutes wondering what's so important that the woman left her building completely unattended, at which point she returns with a box of cigarettes in her hand. Seems she hobbled down to the local liquor store to get herself some smokes. I think it's safe to conclude her management of the premises is somewhat on the perfunctory side. Well, better than no one at all, probably. But just to be on the safe side, I decided to install a single motion detecting security light I purchased at the hardware store under the eaves at the front of the building. The old lady accepts this easily enough, apparently deeply impressed to learn that in our convenient modern world, a mere 3,200 yen can buy a light that flips on automatically when people approach. After a thorough secondary check of the surrounding area, including potential nearby sniping spots, I return to find Makina already quietly asleep on top of her futon. Not surprising that she'd be tired out after all that walking and switching trains we did today, but the girl didn't even bother to change first. She's curled up in her clothes.
Guess I better strip her.
Hey, Makina, at least get undressed before you sleep. Too late, I'm asleep. Nah, take the clothes off for me, Amini. Amine's not here, unfortunately. No, didn't you do it, Papa? What a pain in the ass.
I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, just whatever, I'll just go back to sleep.
Do whatever you want, just to wake me up.
Maybe it's not that big a deal under the circumstances. If anything, it'd save her the need to pull her clothes on in a panic of the event of a raid. I guess we can just go to bed like this for today. Oh, come on, Makina, move over a little. I can't get in. There's 2 beds on the floor. You're gonna sleep with me? Don't say it in you, kid. Given the layout of this room, it's more convenient if we sleep in one place. Oh, okay. From now on, we'll be living every day, listening as the enemy's footsteps approach from behind, with no guarantee we'll even be alive tomorrow. The easy, peaceful life we enjoyed only a few days ago is over now. Why are they so determined to torment this girl?
Yeah, she seems real broken up.
My head hurts.
But I guess that's kind of her whole thing, is not showing people her true...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my damn head really hurts. A-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Ah, Jesus Christ, what the hell?
Atsuka is the old man, isn't it? Like the grandpa. I thought. Unless he's just the boss. Unless he's Jabel's boss.
Maybe. I remember the name, but I can't remember who it is. So Makina's
Grandpa? I don't know. I just assume that because that's like an old man voice.
This is a mess, a real mess, Harudera-kun. To think that your pet dog would bite the hand that fed it.
I sincerely apologize.
I like to think my support played its part in getting a U-branch like yourself where you are today. And I think it's fair to say that I've been rather accommodating as your superior. But perhaps my eye for talent isn't what it used to be.
By no means, sir.
It's her superior, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, so
It's her
whatever.
boss.
Keeping the voice.
Yeah, it's fine.
But look here, the fact of the matter is, our little number 9029 ran away. Yes? I mean, yes, I know 9029 is a special number, and considering the personal history involved, I did think it best to entrust him to you. After all, you were the only person who able to control that habitually insubordinate Kusakabe Asuko. But what do we get this time? A complete fiasco. It wouldn't be so bad if he just tore off his collar and made a break for it. After all, the man's name isn't even in our books. Easy enough to have him quietly put down. But when our agent runs away with our target in tow, that's an entirely different story. This isn't just a matter of insubordination anymore. It's outright treason, you know. How do you intend to take responsibility?
Kind of sounds like Sylvester Stallone.
I am the law.
I sincerely apologize.
Harudera-kun, my dear. I'm not saying this because I want to hear your apologies. I want to see your tickle bitties.
Oh.
Everyone does. Excuse me, what's "ha" supposed to mean? Unbelievable. Here I am, finally working for a ministry rather than an agency. And before I can even say we're having a signboard outside the office, we're headfirst in this utter debacle.
You know what it is? You know what it sounds like? It sounds like Sylvester Stallone doing a droopy dog impression.
Yeah.
Look, my friend. Even at the best of times, no one is exactly eager to work with us foreign capital types. Don't make my position any worse than it already is. Do you have any idea how it felt to finally get that red carpet office after all those weekends spent working instead of playing with my children? Well...
I don't think I could care less.
Did you say something?
No, perhaps your ears are playing tricks on you? Or your persecution complex?
In any case, prepare a list of places 9029 might visit. Immediately.
Well, obviously anywhere except for in the city. But as I explained previously, if number 9029 is attempting to hide, he will almost certainly be avoiding any place he's ever set foot in before. I've already submitted a general list, excluding all the areas where he lived previously or visited in the course of duty. Also, this is conjecture based largely on instinct, but I believe there's a good possibility 9029 has gone to ground in Tokyo itself. In fact, somewhere fairly close to this place.
Oh, your intuition as a pet owner, is it? For what it's worth, we do have investigators equipped and on alert, just as you requested. But I think you'll agree someone within Tokyo is a bit on the vague side.
Why did I take all these voices?
I don't know. You just did it. You just like started doing voices, and I was like, okay, I guess you want it.
Urgent report from Clover 12. 9029 discovered. Currently in pursuit.
Where?
Minato Ward. Shinbashi to Kome. Moving from the Karasumori Shrine area toward Shiodome on foot. Wearing a black suit and a black necktie. No visible luggage on hand. They're requesting instructions.
What about the mine? Is Iwisi Makina with him?
Negative. He appears to be alone.
All right. Take him.
No, absolutely not. Please allow us to continue carrying, rather than hastily provoking him. Call in support. Why am I talking like Cartman?
Why are you Cartman?
I don't know.
Call in support from Shinjuku and Shibuya. Determining the location of his hideout has to be the first priority.
When taking the man into custody, put an end to this immediately.
We're talking about 9029 here, remember?
Do you even understand your current position? I may be requesting your opinion as an observer, but you don't have authority to determine our tactics right now.
Well then, please issue the instructions under your own authority. But let the record show that I strongly advise a stay order.
Very well then. Feral Coon.
Will Feral Coon.
He's so cool. Maintain the status quo for now.
Affirmative. Have you guys seen my ass?
Yes, it's everywhere.
Clover 12. This is Queen. Do not contact. Maintenance of the status quo. Repeat. Do not contact. Maintenance of the status quo.
I'll be heading to the central control room now. Are you coming as well?
No, I imagine my presence would only be a distraction at the moment. I'll stand by here.
Because I'm so hot.
Depending on the circumstances, you may be taken into custody as well. Prepare yourself for the possibility.
Yes. So tired.
Perhaps it's time for a break, Chief. Would you care for some coffee?
Maybe some quarters to bounce off of my ass.
Yeah, sounds good.
The quarters or the coffee?
Both.
Decaf?
No, extremely caffeinated, please. I don't think I can keep this up much longer without a stiff drink of one sort or the other.
I will put some bourbon in it then.
I was gonna say, make that shit Irish.
The director does lay it on rather thick, doesn't he? They say his personality was just as nasty even back when he was Deputy Secretary Ishibe's yes man at the Cabinet Office.
I feel like it was a missed opportunity to not give her Foghorn Leghorn's voice.
Yeah.
Let's not gripe too much, please. Whatever else you could say about the man, he's still our key figure. Somehow or other.
I do say, son. Huh?
What's wrong?
Huh, no way! Why?
Report! What happened?
Clover 12, signal lost.
What on earth? They didn't head underground, did they?
No. Their last location was the Central Plaza by the eastern exit, and... Huh!
What is it this time?
Shit! They're on top of us! The cards they were moving to support. Heart 9, Spade 6, Diamond Ace, signals lost! Oh no!
What's going on?
I don't know! I don't know any more than you do. But if their signals are lost, even the transmitters are malfunctioning, or they've been killed.
What are our remaining cards?
Only Heart Jack. Our newcomer has only been with us 2 months.
Heart. In other words, it's a female agent, yes? Is she young?
Yes, she's only 24 years old.
Is she prettier than me?
Yes.
Does that girl have large breasts?
Excuse me?
I'm asking you if she has an above average bust size.
Please wait a moment. Height, 172 centimeters. Bust, 88 centimeters. What about it?
9029 is soft on the big breasted. Alright then, order the girl to pull out immediately.
What? That seems like a very weirdly specific thing that we to just back out of.
I mean, it's her confirming that it was Yuji killing them.
Yeah. But if we just get out of an order like that, the director's going to...
Tell Central that will be wiped out at this rate. While you're at it, get an incident processing team to the site now, and also get me that coffee first. And check out this sick henna tattoo. I'll take responsibility now that you're pregnant. Now hurry!
I'm pregnant! Yes!
I couldn't help it. Your finger licking good with those 13 different spices. Or however many there was. Yuji.
What on earth are you thinking?
Thank you.
I don't know. I've been asleep this whole time.
Oh, my stomach's a-bursting. Yeah, I can't eat no more. Oh, shit! Papa. Jesus Christ, I had a dream that I was drowning in chicken nuggies. Papa? Where'd you go?
For some reason, Colonel Sanders was caked up as fuck.
Don't leave me alone.
I'm right here, Makina.
Oh, jeez. Oh, you had me worried, you know. Don't just wander off like that. Where'd you go, anyway?
Just cleaning up the neighborhood a little.
Cleaning?
Yeah, I noticed a few rats skulking around. One of them got away, but I took care of the rest. It's a very large-breasted rat. You don't
Soft spot for those.
You don't have anything to worry about.
No, okay.
Look, it's still 3:30 in the morning, so it's time for a Krabby Patty. You can sleep a little longer.
Yeah.
Or we could bang, because taking lives gets me randy.
That's right, nothing to worry about. Just leave everything to me. For the time being, I've chased off the suits. The next ones they send will probably be Special Forces, or SAT, I guess. Yeah, this seems like a really secure location you've set up.
Well, that's the thing. They didn't find him. He went out to find them.
Okay, and that's true. Whatever, hardly matters. I guess that's, yeah. Whoever comes, I'll just take them out one by one. Oh, shit, my head's killing me. God damn it. Ah! Is he, like, seeing into their conferences?
It's just to let us know
Yeah.
that it's a scene change.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Why did it turn out like this? Well, why? Harudewa-kun.
Because the status quo order was rescinded. I believe I explained that we're dealing with 9029 here.
He's like the Jordan of spies.
No, you're always harping on about that name. But he's nothing more than the second generation, yes? Does his number really warrant all this squawking?
Respectfully, didn't you just personally witness the results of that careless attitude?
Good.
Fucking got him. Were there any fatalities among the agents who were attacked?
No. Some were badly wounded, but none to a life-threatening extent.
Which would mean the seal's still intact.
Arp arp. The seal?
Number 9029, Kazumi Yuji carries a seal only Kasakabe Asako is capable of releasing. By nature, the man known as Kazumi Yuji was cowardly and timid at heart. By no means the sort of individual given to murder. And due to certain personal experiences in his childhood, he bears a powerful trauma regarding the taking of human lives. The terror of the act of murder inspires in him is powerful enough to shatter his psyche.
Didn't he do some assassinations?
Yeah.
Was he not? I guess maybe it was just like he was information gathering. I guess he
thought.
never blatantly said that he killed people.
I guess. I could have sworn at the beginning that he talked about, like, people that he
Yeah,
just goes
like
and
before you
snipes.
get into a route, he was talking like, I mean, he was in an army with like angry guerrillas attacking,
Yeah.
and he's just never killed anyone? Is he full of shit?
I read as much as in the documents, but there aren't many children who enjoy killing others.
You must not spend a lot of time in Call of Duty lobbies.
Isn't that normal enough?
Did you actually read the documents?
Hell no, it was like 800 pages.
Front and back.
I looked over his departmental evaluation. I had ChatGPT give me an abridgment.
God.
I am afraid this isn't simple enough to understand merely by glancing at his report card.
It's sufficient for my purposes.
I mean, he got a bunch of U's.
At the age of 12, Kazumi Yuji killed his own father,
What?
resulting in psychological trauma. That's why something
That's what
happened.
you're referring to. Sorry, I didn't mean to click.
But his father did end up dead. Hardly a significant distinction. Look, what are you trying to say here? Explain concisely. I'm a rather busy man. I don't have the time to pore through these documents, and I'm not idle enough to sit patiently through one of your lectures.
His father's murder and his mother's suicide, Kazumi Yuji believes those two deaths to be entirely his fault. And as a child, he was unable to endure the weight of his own guilty conscience. In order to ease that torment, Kasakabe Asako implanted a suggestion in his mind. Words to the effect of "there's nothing evil about fighting to protect the weak. You're doing the right thing."
And as a result, Kazumi Ryuji became capable of justifying murder to himself, eh?
No, not exactly. The murder of his parents and the deaths of all the terrorists he has assassinated. The boy believes that these were the work of the devil that possessed his right arm against his will. Oh.
Okay.
So he did kill people. He's just been brainwashed into thinking that he's not the one doing the killing.
Yeah. Like, it's not actually him doing the killing. It's just like something that washes over him as he takes his jobs.
Yeah, he goes into fucking Yami Yugi mode.
Yeah.
I don't follow. Where did he get the fucking Jesus Christ, lady? Let me talk.
Did you have more?
Where did he get that idea?
Oh, sorry. I'm losing my mind, apparently. I thought you read it all.
It was most likely the result of a desperate, unbalanced child taking refuge in the easiest answer. It wasn't my fault.
I see. If that's how it is, I suppose I can understand.
Figures.
Excuse me? Would you mind clarifying that statement?
I meant nothing by it.
That's right, you didn't. So to sum it up, Kazumi Yuji became able to engage in assassination missions by offloading the responsibility for his actions onto some malicious spirit.
Yeah, he said it was a red floating hot dog.
Grisaia Asako was the person who managed to hypnotically place that belief into his mind.
It's the opposite. By making everything the fault of his devil, Kazumi Yuji was quite capable of murdering people left and right. Kusakabe Asako's suggestion repressed and controlled that tendency.
Lord, this is giving me a headache. In any case, since Kusakabe Asako is no longer around to give Kazumi Yuji permission to kill, isn't this a non-issue? As a matter of fact, we haven't suffered any fatalities yet.
No, you're looking at the matter backward. Asako is no longer here to reinforce the suggestion that's kept him from killing people. We have no way of predicting when that seal will give way.
Can this suggestion, or what have you, really be broken so easily as that?
I don't know. But the one thing I can say is the seal is most likely an auto-suggestion Kazumi Yuji internalized with Asako's commands acting as keywords. But if he comes to view someone else as equal to or exceeding Asako in importance, I believe there's a high possibility that auto-suggestion will no longer effectively bind him.
Is he like a robot?
So it's like a sleeper agent.
If the auto-suggestion fails, what will happen to Kazumi Yuji?
We just have to make sure nobody ever says banana sandwich next to him. He'll most likely proceed to methodically eliminate everything and everyone he perceives as harmful to the thing he's chosen to protect. Oh my god.
This burger has trans fats. I'm killing everyone in this restaurant.
When Kusakabe Asako was still with us, it was possible to control the boy as a tool, but that's no longer a possibility.
A tool? What do you mean by that exactly?
It's an item you use to complete a task. To rephrase, an extremely lethal piece of national defense equipment. However, yes, at the moment you might compare him to something like a grenade. Any grenade has its safety pin to prevent accidental discharge. So long as that one cheap sliver of metal is in place, you can walk around freely with the thing dangling from your hip. A soldier pulls out that pin and hurls the grenade in a controlled arc toward the enemy lines, but the only soldier capable of taking out Kazumi Yuji's pin was Kusakabe Asako. The rest of us have been fiddling around ineptly with someone else's tool. Been there. And right now, that pin is ready to fall out all on its own. A grenade with no pin and no objective is simply a bomb, indiscriminately rendering all those around it to charred meat.
So he killed himself? I don't get it.
Oh my god, you're fired. Now that Kusakabe Asako's gone, if that pin's removed, he'll most likely go on a rampage. A man confident in the art of murder, and hesitant to exercise it, and completely untroubled by the conscience or compassion. If it progresses to that point, no one will be able to stop him.
No, let's not be so melodramatic here. Any human being stops when they're dead. It's always regrettable to throw away broken parts, but I think we'll have him killed in action. I assume you have no objections?
The decision is yours to make.
Honestly, you let one hell of a troublesome mad dog loose. I'll be returning to Central, but if there's nothing you've forgotten, if there is anything you've forgotten, feel free to contact me at any time. You got my number, babe.
Yes.
Listen, if it's after midnight, text me and don't call. I don't want my wife to know.
Good lord, does he really have to run over and whine at me every time something happens? It's like he's my boss.
Yeah.
This is turning into a real mess, isn't it?
You're still here? Excuse me, you were eavesdropping instead of working?
I brought you your coffee like 20 minutes ago. Just been standing here with it. No, I assure you I was being very productive. I've mostly finished reading the documents you submitted concerning Kazumi Yuji. Quite the astonishing past, to say nothing of his professional resume.
And that dick, though.
And that dick size.
You think? There's nothing that special around here, surely. We've got dogs with tragic stories lying around all over the place, you know.
What do you think headquarters intends to do next?
Who knows, but, well, there's probably a limit to what CSS and NSA investigators can do here. Right about now, perhaps the director's negotiating with the head office, big shots, to see how many special forces group units they can dispatch for us.
If they send in the local elite, I suppose that'll be an end to it. Even for 9029.
Yes, I imagine the odds of him getting out of this alive are essentially zero. But I did watch him kill a man with a pencil one time. A fucking pencil! But remember this, that dog was raised by the Kasukabe Asako. Once he's bared his fangs against his opponent, you can blow off his limbs and he'll still crawl like a worm towards your throat. Even if you chop off his head, he's prepared to glare you to death. We spent $60,000? Oh right, we were in America. A year training him ever since he was a pup, you know. We've made an enemy of one of the most dangerous dogs you'll ever find. We can't allow ourselves to forget that.
But there's like hundreds of us and one of him.
You still haven't given me my coffee.
Even if you wipe out the enemies who come for you, they're never going to stop coming, Yuji. Yuji.
Yeah.
Scene?
Sure if he took over.
Sure.
Much.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, we can call it there.
When I was a child.
Yeah, so like, he did kill people. He just wiped it from his memory. Well, he knew that he killed people, but he justified it in that, like, he's a tool that they activated him to...
He just blacks out while he does it to the best of his ability.
But Asako was dead when this game started, so, like, I guess all the missions he did while he was at the school were not assassination ones.
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know where we got that idea. I feel like the game said that they were, but who knows? Maybe he just mentioned that he was an assassin.